Question number 36 on page 229 gives us the height of an object as it relates to time. H is equal to negative 16t squared plus 1700. Part A wants to know what the constant 1700 tells us about the height of the object. Notice if I plug in 0 for time, I get 1700 for the height. So 1700 is the initial height of the object. Part B wants to know what does the coefficient of t squared, which is negative 16, tell you about the direction the object is moving. So notice, because I have no t term, if I do negative b over 2a, my vertex is at 0, t equals 0. So 0, 1700. So the object, because that leading coefficient is negative, goes down. So the object is moving down. Part C, when will the object be 1,000 feet above the ground? So height is h. We're going to plug in 1,000 for h and solve for t. Get 1,000 equals negative 16t squared plus 1,700. Subtract 1,700 from both sides. Negative 16t squared is negative 700. Divide by negative 16. And we get t squared is 43.75. And then to solve for t, we take the square root. Technically, t is equal to plus or minus 6.614. We would not report the negative value. And when will the object be 1,000 feet above the ground? It's not going to be that height, negative 6 seconds. 940 for height in part D. We just replace this with a 940. Other than that, our steps are the same. So 940 minus 1,700 divided by negative 16, square root. I get 6.892 seconds. So remember, it's going down, so that makes sense. That takes a little longer to get down to 940 than when it was at 1,000. And part E wants a reasonable domain and range for the function. So eventually the object's going to hit the ground and stop on the ground. So the range, the y values, are heights. It's not going to go below the ground. So it's the lowest it can go is 0, and the highest that it started at was 1,700, including those values. The domain, we know that the time starts at 0, but it doesn't go all the way up to infinity because, again, the object eventually hits and strikes the ground. So when it's on the ground, its height is 0, and we solve for time the same way we did on the other ones. So we've got negative 1,700 divided by negative 16 gives us positive 106.25. The square root of that is 10.308. That's how long it takes to strike the ground. So that's the biggest that our time could possibly be.